Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday? Tuesday? Is that what day it is?
It's Tuesday.
I can't keep track anymore.
Yeah.
Every day, just, all a blur right now. So I think people are still trickling in. Who do we have joining us? You can let us know in the comments where you're joining from. Let's see here. Might just take a minute here. Just so you guys know kind of the plan for today, we'll be live for about 30 minutes, maybe longer, depending on how many questions you guys have. We are just going to give you our 10-minute pitch for our crowdfunding campaign on FrontFunder. And then we have Trieste joining us from FrontFunder. So she is going to give us the down low on what is crowdfunding, what does the process look like when you go to invest on there, and just kind of what to expect. And then we will take some questions from you guys. So if you do have questions, please pop them into the comments as we go, and we will get to them towards the end. I think we'll just, do we want to just get started with the pitch? This will be available for viewing after this anyway. So I know there's not a ton of people joining us live right now, but I think we can probably get started.
Good.
And for those of you who don't know, I guess we didn't introduce ourselves. I'm Andy.
I'm Andrew.
Yeah. We're the co-founders. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get this going. All right, so we're going to give you kind of our 10-minute pitch here on why investing in Lyric Cycles is a really exciting opportunity. So to kick things off, so Lyric Cycles creates new transportation possibilities, both recreational and utilitarian, with our electric moped-style bikes and light electric motorcycles. So to just cover some of the investment highlights and really why you should care. From skyrocketing gas prices to consumers increasingly caring about sustainability to clean tech advancements, the market timing is really perfect for us right now. We have had incredible early traction, proving out the product market fit and the growth potential. We already managed to land a celebrity partnership, which has been really exciting for us. The customer feedback has been super positive. We do have a really strong team with both breadth and depth of experience and past startup success. And we are one of the only Canadian light electric vehicle manufacturers. Sorry. Now, looking at the market opportunity, in 2021, the global market was at $36 billion. That's projected to grow at 12.6% and end up at $92 billion by 2029. And so we will be targeting a global market within a few years. We're currently targeting North America, which was at 2.6 billion as of last year. And just one thing to note, this is the e-bike market only. So when you add electric motorcycles into the mix as well, it's even larger. So now I will pass it over to Andrew to give us some details on our products.
Yeah, so as Andy said, we're a light electric vehicle company. So we've got sort of a vintage meets modern, and our bikes are they're faster than most e-bikes. They're a more affordable way to get into electric than electric cars, and they're really designed for specific use cases, convenience. So it really makes kind of choosing electric easy and accessible for folks. How we kind of differentiate in the way that we think about it really is with all of our bikes. Sort of first and foremost is when you choose a vehicle, people are a lot of times kind of choosing on performance and design. So performance in electric, really both power and speed, but also range. And with each of our different pricing classes, Lyric's bikes sort of are at the top of those ranges for all of those things, for power, speed, and range. And of course, our vintage inspired design has really turned a lot of heads. How we do all this is really with our specs. And so, we're more than a sum of the parts, but all the parts kind of build towards that. our parts are sort of designed for both the performance but also reliability. So to try and be a very low maintenance kind of design. And then as Andy had already mentioned, we are sort of made in Canada, and so that really differentiates us against others. If we look at the products that we've managed to launch over the last year, so our Lyric Graffiti, which we launched this spring, it sold really well for us. It's a 4,700 watt. It's got 80 to 100 miles range with the dual battery in it, and a 38 mile per hour top speed. So in its pricing class, it's top for speed. And it's really kind of been designed to be really good for commuting, can keep up with cars when need be. It's been designed to be 2-passenger, and with our built-in rack and optional rack extender, good for bags and boxes, and so lots of different use cases for this one. Our Lyric Voodoo. So this is a pretty amazing light electric cafe racer. So really good for urban city dwellers. It fits in condo elevators, on balconies, and in bike storage. And it's 2-passenger as well. And we're homologating this one to be able to be registered as a legal limited speed motorcycle / moped in North America. And I think Andy touched on the last one as well already, which is our Lyric Ghost. It's a bike that we did especially for Tyson Beckford. Andy, I'll let you kind of chat about him contacting us.
Yeah, so you might recognize Tyson from the Ralph Lauren ads you've seen over the years. So he was the face of Ralph Lauren. He approached us and wanted to collaborate on an e-bike. And so we took the Voodoo and created more of a scrambler version of that. So there's different design accents and upgraded suspension, dual sport tires to make it off-road capable. And with that, Tyson is the face of all of the marketing for the Ghost. And this has helped us really extend our brand reach to his audience, and then also establish social proof as a brand and really open the door to other partnerships as well. Now, we make a point of really showing up and connecting with our customers. And in return, we've been really lucky to have such an engaged audience to collect feedback from. We're on a first name basis with a lot of our customers at this point. So it's really awesome. On the constructive side, we've gotten feedback about the lack of rear suspension on the Graffiti. And so that's something that we're going to take forward into our next product iteration. And then on the positive side, people have been really excited about the performance features. They love the look of the bike, the rubber belt drive. They've been impressed by our brand approach and customer service. So all of this has been really validating and just kind of let us know that we're on the right track. In a similar vein, we have gotten a lot of great press. So we've had a number of online media placements. And again, most are very excited about the performance features and the design. And as I mentioned, just giving us that further social proof and brand legitimacy as we start out here. So moving into traction. So all of these great reviews and media have helped us see incredible early traction. We have 3 bikes in revenue now. We have sold 150 units and generated just under 700K in total. This is all in Canadian dollars. November was our biggest sales month, and we generated over 161K. And then from a marketing standpoint, we're doing really well from a ROAS and CPA perspective. So there's lots of room to scale there.
Andy, we've got a comment coming in saying that no one can comment on YouTube right now. I don't know if there's a setting that we can open so that folks there can comment. Of course, our friend Shreddy sent us that, so he's texting me now to let us know that we can't post that up. But
well, crap. I was wondering why we didn't have any comments.
Well, and this is an example of our lovely friends in the customer and in Shreddy's case in the reviewer community where they've been in contact with us and are able to contact us in different ways, which is quite wonderful. And hugs to you, Shreddy.
Yeah, can they see the comment I posted? Can you guys see that?
Now, we're going to get an interesting telephone here through like Shreddy texting me and then you sending the comment out. So I wonder what the whole like time lag delay is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it should just be working.
They say they can see the comments, but they can't ask any questions.
Well, shoot. How could we do this?
I am not sure.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do these 2 slides, and then Andrew, then you're taking over. And then while you continue talking, I'll figure this out.
Okay.
Okay, so with regards to the business model, right now we're selling direct to consumer, but as we move into 2023, we'll be incorporating both dealer sales targeted to our higher volume geographies like California, and then bulk sales testing out, multiple business use cases. So whether that's last mile delivery, hospitality, law enforcement, rental businesses, that type of thing. So the next year for us is really about targeted testing across the sales channels to really understand our biggest opportunities, so that as we move into 2024, we've kind of got our playbooks down and we're ready to scale. So right now we're focusing on North America only because we don't want to spread ourselves too thin, but we have had a lot of global interest. So we will be looking to expand in the next few years. From a tactical marketing perspective, we're using an integrated cross-channel approach. So the customer journey is not linear with our products. It's more expensive and the sales cycle is very high touch. So from a customer standpoint, we're taking a very data-driven digital marketing approach and automating where we can. And then we're combining that with celebrity ambassador influencer partnerships, really to establish that third-party validation and kind of extend our brand reach. And then further combining that within the in-person experience where we can physically engage with customers and they can experience the product. And then on the B2B side, we'll have dedicated sales reps to capture both dealer sales and the B2B bulk sales opportunities that I mentioned previously. Okay, so Andrew, I will throw it over to you and I'll see if I can fix this.
Yeah, so this is where one of the areas where we're looking to differentiate is there's not that many brands when you look at the light electric vehicle space and e-bike space that are designed and built in North America. And in Canada, like we are one of the only electric vehicle manufacturers in Canada. There's another company, Damon Motorcycles, that's building some super bikes, but they're out of the price range for most folks. So why we wanted to do this, we really want to be able to kind of design here, prototype here, like some of the things that we did with Tyson Beckford on his bike, and the fact that we could turn that around in like an 8-week time period allows us to rapidly prototype. A lot of the parts are still going to be manufactured and imported in because things like electric motors, batteries, braking components, a lot of those are still basically created by manufacturers overseas because it is actually where the skill sets in the bike world are still. So we're going to import those parts in. We're going to do all of the final assembly here. And that actually allows us to sort of build towards like a future model of ease of customization of our bikes as well. Next. So when you look at kind of the process of it all, there are parts that we procure and that get created from a number of different places. So some frames will come from Taiwan. A lot of the parts come from China. Some of the parts coming from Canada, being like the motor controllers, body panels, carbon fiber. Some of our frames coming from the United States, as well as the belt drives right now. And a lot of that moving into our headquarters. It's getting built out here in Squamish, BC, where we'll do the final assembly. And we'll move out the shipping either direct through Canada or through third-party logistics providers in the United States to get to the final customers. So yeah, here's us as a team. I think lots and lots of folks that are on right now have gotten to meet me and Andy. So I've got an operations background, and a lot of it in the management coordination, project management, program management of both technology and hardware type solutions like this. I've worked with Spin Mobility before in the past, which is a large ride sharing, and I was in charge of their new vehicle development program for them.
And my background has always been in marketing, but oh God, I guess it was almost 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago, I did my MBA. And then after that, I kind of switched more into e-commerce and analytics, still from a marketing perspective. And I've worked for companies like Getty Images, Shaw, that's where Andrew and I met. And I've consulted as well and had a number of my own businesses. And with one of my last consulting engagements, I was consulting with Fiat Chrysler. So I do have a bit of automotive experience as well.
And then Nathan Armstrong, he's got lots and lots of experience in not only vehicle development and prototyping, but in electric vehicle development and prototyping. So we're happy to have him on the team. We've actually just recently, and we didn't even get them on here, but we've actually recently had an addition of a CFO. So we're happy to have an addition to the team there too. So looking at like kind of the next year and a half for Lyric, it really is all about like scaling up our production and establishing that central warehouse space here in Squamish, BC. Building up our parts in inventory. We have had some customers that have waited for some time for pre-orders, and we're so appreciative of the patience of those customers, and it has helped us to prove product market fit. We're going to speed up the process from the time that someone orders to the time that they receive their bikes. Obviously, we need to start paying salaries and grow our team. And we want to continue to listen to our customers' feedback and iterate on our prototypes and designs to keep making our product better and better for what people want.
Okay. So that kind of brings us to the end of our pitch. For those of you on YouTube, I am not sure how to enable comments at this moment in time. I can see that they are disabled. They are working on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the chat to Facebook. And if you have a question, just pop over there and ask it on Facebook, if you don't mind. Sorry about this. But that is the link to hop over to Facebook. And then we'll be able to see the comments. Okay, so we have Trieste here from Front Funder. How's it going, Trieste?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me today. Really excited to be joining you.
Yeah, of course. We're happy to have you. So yeah, we wanted to bring you on. I know crowdfunding is something it's been around for a while, but people still don't necessarily know exactly what it is and kind of, how to go about this. So we thought it'd be good to kind of bring you on and let us hear all about it from an expert. So maybe if you want to start off just like from a high level, like how would you describe crowdfunding?
Absolutely. So that's a great question. So crowdfunding in general is really businesses who are looking to raise capital from the community. So we often actually call it community capital because essentially that's what companies are doing. There are a few forms of crowdfunding that can be done. Certainly the most common are typically rewards-based crowdfunding and then equity crowdfunding. So rewards-based crowdfunding, similar to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, where, a company, usually an earlier stage company, will run a campaign and they'll get backers who support the product. Usually the reward for that is the product itself. And then there's equity crowdfunding. So with Front Funder, we're facilitating equity crowdfunding, which means that the investors in the campaign actually get ownership in the company. So there's a great tangible benefit for investors looking to invest. They do get to come on board as co-owners. As well as that, there's usually some exciting perks as well, which is always nice to see. So For the businesses, it really is a great way to grow and scale their company and bring their community in as co-owners as they get the capital that they need to grow. And from the investor perspective, it's really a way of supporting those private businesses that you're passionate about. Maybe you're an avid customer, maybe it's something that you're very interested in, and this gives you a way to kind of support a local or a national brand that you think has a great opportunity to grow. And you can become part of that growth and future success, which is really exciting.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. So why do you think then, for companies like ours, crowdfunding makes a lot of sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for starters, for companies looking to crowdfund, it really helps to have an exciting kind of consumer focused business. That's generally a model that lends itself very well to crowdfunding. It's a little bit more challenging if you're a B2B company with less customers. So in this way, you're really inviting your customer base to become shareholders or to become co-owners in the company. I think in your case as well, obviously there's huge market opportunity here. There's a lot of exciting growth potential, and that really makes the opportunity something quite engaging for customers as well. And then of course, for a lot of businesses, it's actually a really great, brand awareness opportunity too. You may have customers already who can become investors. You may attract new investors who can become customers of the brand. And through this exercise, you're really going to the market, putting the company name out there, and it's a big opportunity to really grow that awareness for all Canadians who can learn more about what it is that you do. So for a lot of the businesses that we work with, that's typically what they see. It's an opportunity for them actually to increase revenue while raising capital at the same time. It's a great marketing exercise, and it's a way to actually deepen the relationship with their customer base as well by inviting them as co-owners.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that you've mentioned community a couple times, because that was something when we were deciding, do we want to go the crowdfunding route? Just seeing how engaged our community is, that's kind of what pushed us to do this. And having kind of like cool, exciting products, we figured for us it made sense because, we do have that community, and then we get brand ambassadors as well.
Yep.
as part of raising money, and they'll actually support us and really advocate for us and promote our brands going forward.
Absolutely. No, it's a very long-term relationship there, and I think that's what's really great about it. Once as an investor you become a co-owner in that brand, you're really wanting to sponsor that brand, to talk about that brand within your network, to grow it, to come back, to continue using their product, and that's something that we see quite often. For myself, actually, I started with FrontFunder as an investor all the way back in 2018, far before I even started working here, because it was a great opportunity to support those local businesses. And in becoming a co-owner in that company, when you go to the store, you're looking to make a purchase online, you want to make that buy from the company that you're a shareholder in. So it really is, an exciting opportunity to grow that network for companies by really, having those brand ambassadors who advocate for the company continually moving forward.
Yeah, awesome. So from a more like tactical process perspective, if people are interested, what does that look like on FrontFunder? And
Great question.
while you kind of explain this, I'll pop the link to our campaign page in
That's perfect. So absolutely, if you're interested in learning more, start by visiting the campaign page there. In order to, learn more about the investment opportunity, we recommend, watching the video, reading through the campaign overview. You can browse through kind of the pitch deck, the offering document. You can even ask questions directly through the Q&A on the platform as well. Once you've made the decision to invest, you can hit the invest button on the FrontFunder platform. That'll take you through a few stages of the investment process. So in the beginning, we'll ask a couple questions, just kind of from a financial and relationship perspective that will qualify you as an investor as either a retail investor or an accredited investor. And that impacts how much you might be able to invest in the campaign. So for retail investors in Canada, they can invest up to $10,000 if deemed suitable in an opportunity. So that's really step one of the investment process. From there, you'll move through more of a financial and risk profile. We are an exempt market dealer, which means that we do have to align with the Securities Commission across Canada. So we are required to ask certain questions, and you'll see those within the financial profile and the risk profile. Once you complete all of that, we go through an identity verification as well. So that'll be automatically done through Trulio. If your ID, for whatever reason, is not automatically verified, we just ask that 2 documents be uploaded through the platform. So a bank statement and one other document that confirms your address. And then from there, you'll be able to submit the investment. So at that stage, 2 things can happen. One is that it's automatically approved through our suitability assessment manager. The other is that it may require a review from a dealing representative. So as I mentioned, we are an exempt market dealer. So that does mean we need to perform suitability on each investment through the platform. So in that case, a dealing representative would reach out within 24 business hours in order to just confirm some details. If for whatever reason the investment is deemed unsuitable, you can invest up to a maximum of $2,500. If it is deemed suitable, you can invest up to that $10,000. So once suitability is conducted, you'll then be sent the documents for signing. And the final step beyond that is payment. And we do accept multiple payment methods there. And once that's complete, you've officially completed the investment process. And once the company conducts their formal close, you'll be onboarded as a shareholder. So from start to finish, the investment process can really take as little as 10 to 12 minutes. It can take longer if we do need time for that suitability review, or if the individual takes extra time to sign the documents or remit payment. But ultimately, it's a very streamlined process, and you can definitely, if automatically deemed suitable, get through it within a single session as well.
Okay. So I just want to clarify one thing, because I know some people had questions about this. So you mentioned the max of $10,000 unless you're an accredited investor. So
Yep.
Are you able to just kind of briefly tell people what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. So accredited investors are those that have a higher net worth. So typically it's a combined income of over 300,000 per year, or I believe over 2 million in net assets. And that basically gives you the ability to invest an unlimited amount in the company. Similarly, there's another exemption, friends, family, and business associates, where if you are a close friend or family member of the company, you can also invest with an unlimited amount in the campaign itself. Retail investors, on the other hand, there's a lot more protections put in place. This is the private capital markets. It's a new area for a lot of people. So with that, as we go through the process, we do have to review suitability, and there is that maximum cap of $10,000. A few years ago, back in 2019, it was actually $2,500 in most provinces. But since we have a new national harmonized crowdfunding exemption, those limits have increased across Canada, which is great. So as you're going through kind of that first page of the investment process, there will just be a couple income classifying questions and relationship based that will put you into a group, and the platform itself will actually tell you how much you can invest in that opportunity. And for more details as well on those definitions, you can always go to Front Funder as well. We've got an FAQ for investors as well, so you can look in more detail as to what those various exemptions look like.
Great. And then one further distinction there. So just Trieste did mention that, and I think we've mentioned it in a lot of our communications, but Front Funder is open only to Canadian retail investors. However, if you are an accredited investor and you're interested and you are outside of Canada, we can still make that happen if you're an accredited investor. So if that's the case, you can reach out to us directly. Just email us and we'll kind of take the next steps from there. Okay. And I think one question that has come up a lot is this RRSP eligible? And spoiler alert, it is. We just got this process finished. So people will start, if you're visiting our campaign page now, you'll see that is the case. Are there any specific process steps for RRSP eligibility that people need to be aware of?
Yes. So for anyone who is wanting to leverage their investment as RRSP or TFSA, you will need to create an account with the trust company. So in this case, it's with Western Pacific Trust Company. So we do need to go through an account opening process there. There's a quick form that will need to be filled in as part of that. And then one thing to just be aware of is that, if you are new to an account with Western Pacific Trust Company, there are account setup fees and then annual account fees for that as well. So that's why oftentimes you'll see that the RRSP minimum investment is a little bit higher than the minimum investment on the campaign, because we want to make sure that at that investment amount, those fees are something that, are worthwhile given the amount you're looking to invest within the company.
Okay, awesome. I think that was all the questions I had for you. Is there anything that you feel like you want to share that we didn't touch on that's important?
Good question. I feel like, we touched on a little bit about why this is equity crowdfunding is great for companies, but also looking at it, I think, from the investor perspective is great. So for myself, when I was looking to get into this form of investing, I actually came across Cedars in the UK, where you could invest in startups. I couldn't as a Canadian in that case. So came back and was looking for options in Canada and came across FundFunder. And I think for any of us who have ever watched Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, you always kind of see that as a very exciting opportunity. And it's like, oh man, I wish I could invest in that as well. And this is really the way that you can. So it's that exciting opportunity to kind of be your own dragon or be your own shark and be able to support those early stage businesses. A few of the benefits that can come out of that, one is really diversifying your portfolio. I think a lot of us have seen the volatility in the public markets over the last couple of years. Private markets are a bit of a different ballgame. You are investing for the long term, but because you're getting in at those early stages, there are actually more opportunities for growth on that investment as well over time. It's important to note that, it is a high risk investment, as with anything else. So you could lose your investment in its entirety, but there's also that opportunity for greater gain. I think a lot of people have said, hey, what if I invested in Netflix, back in the day before it went public? So there's a lot of opportunities there. In addition to that,
high reward.
Go ahead. Yes, no, absolutely. So always one thing to keep in mind, I think from more of that community perspective as well, not just from the company, but as individuals, it really is ways to support businesses that you're passionate about, that you believe in as well. So it's a great way to align with your values, whether you're looking at, impact focused investments, backing female founders. Like, it's a really great opportunity to be able to support businesses from that perspective. And you get to call yourself a co-owner in that business, which is super exciting. So you could almost consider it bragging rights with your friend that, hey, you're a co-owner in this super exciting business. But there really is a lot of great opportunity, a lot of excitement around that. And, it is a newer form of investing, so there's a lot to learn, but definitely, encourage people to learn what they can. And, if it's something that they're interested in, certainly it's a great opportunity to support those local businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Andrew, did you have any questions?
No, I think thanks very much, Tracy. You've explained it really well, and thanks for doing that, because it is a pretty exciting way to invest in companies like ours, and so yeah, I think it helps for people to kind of hear all that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, Trieste, we can let you jump off. I know it's getting late where you are, so we really appreciate you taking some time to talk with us. And yeah, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for having me. Great to see the businesses pitch again. I think it's really exciting what you guys are doing. And for anyone who does have questions about investing or learning more, you can always reach out to support@FromFunder.com. We also have online chat, or you can always give us a call with any questions that you might have. So thanks again for having me, and enjoy the rest of the session.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right. So this is a bit of a bummer that the comments aren't working. I'm like in YouTube trying to figure it out here, but
Shreddy's got it working on Facebook, and so the link that you did provide, it sounds like it is working, because he did comment in there to say that it is. So if anyone on Facebook does have a question, just let us know.
One thing that I did want to touch on that we haven't really talked much about in our communications yet. So Trieste mentioned perks. So when you invest at certain tiers, there are perks available. So I wonder, can I share? Let me see if I can share another screen. Oh, I can. Perfect. All right. So when you go to our campaign page, this is what you're going to see here. And then that link is in the chat as well. So our pitch video is here. You can read all about kind of our overview on this main page, all of the terms and documents, various updates. But so the perks I wanted to touch on, you can invest any amount that you want, but at these certain thresholds, you do get kind of a little bonus. So at 2,000, you are getting a Lyric Cycles hat. And then we have credits here for $250 for a $5,000 investment. When you invest $10,000, you get a $500 credit. When you invest $20,000, you get a $1,000 credit. And if you invest $50,000, we will give you a Lyric graffiti. So some pretty great perks there to keep in mind as you're looking at this. Well, I don't know what else people will want to know.
It doesn't look like there is a lot of questions, but if you do have questions, I mean, like most folks know Andy and I and our emails, right? And if not, I think reach out to info@lyriccycles.com. Happy to chat about that. Yeah. With either Canadian or US folks that are interested, because as I said, for some of our US folks, there is a way that we can make it happen to invest. So we're happy to chat about that.
Yeah, and I think once this is out of live mode, the comments will probably be open. I think what happened, I'm pretty sure, is I had to reset up the channel link. And it probably just turned it off in StreamYard. So apologies again on that. But yeah, feel free to ask them in the video, assuming that the comments are available after that, and we can answer them there for everyone too.
Great.
Anything else we want to say right now?
No, I think that's good. I think, yeah, thanks for everybody for coming and listening to the pitch. I mean, yeah, we're really excited about the future of Lyric Cycles, and we're so thankful to this community that's on and is listening, because like it's folks like you guys that are helping us make this happen. So yeah,
exciting times ahead. Never a dull moment at Lyric Cycles. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you all soon.
All right.
Bye.